ఏషియా తెలుగు టాక్ షో విత్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్ అండి. మళ్ళీ ఈరోజు మరి సరికొత్త టాపిక్ తోటి మళ్ళీ ప్రోగ్రామ్కి వచ్చేసాము. సో మీరు ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ద్వారా చాలా చాలా అంటే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్తో పాటు వాల్యుబుల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ విచ్ ఈస్ యూస్ఫుల్ మీరు తెలుసుకుంటున్నారని అనుకుంటున్నాము. సో నేను 𝗦𝘁𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗃 వితౌట్ ఎనీ ఫర్దర్ డ్యూ మనము ఈరోజు కొత్త టాపిక్ తోటి షోని స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామండి. అనిల్ గారు, వెల్కమ్ టు ద షో అండి. హౌ ఆర్ యూ అండి?
నమస్తే అండి, బాగున్నా అండి. ఐఎమ్ వెరీ గుడ్, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. సో అనిల్ గారి గురించి మనము చాలా రోజుల నుంచి చూస్తున్నామండి. ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ దట్ హీస్ ప్రొవైడింగ్ టు అస్ ఇన్ ట్యాక్స్ ప్లానింగ్. సో డెఫినెట్ గా చాలా చాలా యూస్ఫుల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. బట్ ఎవరైనా కొత్తగా వచ్చిన వాళ్ళు ఉంటే ఐ జస్ట్ వాంట్ టు యాడ్ some of his experience and expertise in tax planning, and he has 15+ years of experience in finance profession as finance controller, CFO and senior executive, and he holds a lot of senior executive positions. He worked in Amazon, Starbucks, PwC and Sun Edison and this kind of big organizations, and he helped most of his clients take advantage of tax planning opportunities and strategically setting up the clients' businesses for success. So this has also aided in his drive to start helping businesses take back control of the economy and continue to operate through the help of the SBA loans. So he has a professional team of CPAs and chartered accountants and other financial professionals. So he is the founder and CEO of AG Fintechs. So if at all, if you need any tax planning advice or any financial professional advice or anything, please call AG Fintechs. So they would be happy to help you. And without any further ado, manamo start cheseddamandi show. And TVASIA Telugu is available in Sling Dish Network, YouTube, Facebook and YouTube website. So whenever you have some time, if you have missed any of previous shows, you can log in and watch the shows, and you can have a lot of information there. Welcome to the show, Anil garu. So let's go into the discussion, Andy. So if you see nowadays, everybody is talking about the elections. There has been a lot of concern and heated discussions in almost everywhere, in household, office chats, between friends, and even WhatsApp groups also. About like how the former Vice President Joe Biden and President Donald Trump fiscal and tax policies are going to affect the common man. As a tax planning professional, please throw some light on this.
Sure, and thank you very much, Rashmi garu. Sure, and definitely. So as the elections are coming up and they are less than a month, 1 month away from us today, as of today. So definitely I would like to give an overview of how it's going to impact to the small business owners and individuals from the tax perspective. As in this show, we can cover, actually I would like to cover the comparison between economic policies proposed by our President Donald Trump and our Democratic nominee Joe Biden. So as the elections are coming nearby, they both have submitted their proposed tax policies to the public. So when I go through these details, as of now, there are no much details are available because none of the parties have issued a detailed tax policies. However, they have given a very basic basic information about how the changes would be, and they have been talking in many political rallies and also in TV channels and interviews. They have been giving a lot of information on their proposals. So what I try to do, because there are no detailed tax policies are available, I try to summarize all my observations from their different speeches and also the available proposed tax policies. So basically our Biden, the former Vice President Biden, okay, he's more targeting our current tax act code, TCJA, Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, how changes or what are the changes are going can come and how they are going to impact the small business owners and individuals, which we will cover in more detail now. But whatever it is, the current after the current elections, whoever is becoming the president, definitely I can say that there are a lot of challenges ahead for them, because they are responsible to reform the current nation's economic recovery after this global pandemic. So this is a very challenging task for both of them. And right now, our IMF predicts that 2020 economic output will be -8%, which is a very big change, because the last year outlook was around 2.3% for the year 2019, but now they're predicting it would be -8% only. So there will be big heavy fall in economic output. So definitely this is a challenging situation for any upcoming president. So we will go in more detail in the show as we move forward.
Okay, and before that, and before going more into this is just based on the discussions that's happening between two contestants, and we are just discussing based on the like the topics that they are giving us as two political agendas. Based on that, we are discussing, and there is nothing that we are going to propose or anything. We are just discussing based on what we are hearing in TV channels between both the president-elect candidates, right?
Good point, Lakshmi Garu. And just even I want to give this disclaimer. I am not supporting anyone here. This platform I am not using to support any contestant. But here I am just trying to analyze as a tax consultant. I looked into both proposals, and based on their information, based on their speeches, recent speeches, I took some points, and this is my own interpretation. So we are trying to give from a small business owner or individual perspective. I'm looking into these policies, and I'm giving I'm sharing my views on this. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Anil Garu. So next, Biden mentioned about increasing corporate taxes, right? And while Trump maintained his stand on the Tax Cuts and Job Act. So please brief on this. And actually, we are already in Tax Cut and Job Acts, which was introduced by Trump. So now there is some discussions going on about these tax cuts. So what is your opinion on this?
Sure, Andy. So broadly, Trump is at a very high level. Trump is going to support his own Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which was introduced in 2017 after he got elected, and which is effective from 2018. So he is continuing to stick to the same his proposal. Whatever the act he designed or with his team, he's continuing to support, except there may be small changes. But Biden is proposing to do a lot of changes. From the Biden's perspective, what he believes, Trump's TCJA Act is supporting high net worth individuals and also the bigger corporations, because of the biggest change, the biggest reform he proposed of 21% corporate tax rate for the C Corp entities. So Biden believes that it is indirectly supporting bigger corporation. So now Biden believes everyone should share their fair value. Everyone should give their fair value of share in taxes to government to build the economy. So in this scenario, what he is proposing? So he is proposing some changes which will result in getting more than $4 trillion in additional taxes to government in the next 10 years. So he is getting, so we get $4 trillion in the next 10 years. So how we are going to spend this $10 trillion? He has also given a proposal how he is going to spend this money. So he wants to spend this money on nation's infrastructure, developing alternative energy sources, and building up US manufacturing sector, which will create more jobs and increase the flow of money into the economy. So he's trying to get the money from the high net worth individuals and use it for some to build the infrastructure and other things which will help to build the economy. So, but as I said, but Trump is still sticking to promote his own TCJA tax act, the current tax act. So in his campaign, he's just trying to support, and he's also trying to demonstrate how successful his proposal is, how the business owners are benefited, how the tax code is helping the business owners community and individuals. But here in the current elections time, they both are getting into a lot of discussions, and the things may change again. So whatever they are proposing, there is no guarantee that they are going to implement it, and their changes may come up. So, but still, I'm trying to cover at very high level what changes are going to come now.
Okay. So thanks, Andy. So like, if we hear the discussion between the two president-elect candidates, so Joe, like when I heard the discussion, then Joe Biden wants to increase the corporate tax rate. So what does it mean for the small business owners, and how it is going to impact or affect them?
Got it. So right now the corporate tax rates for the C corporations, it is 21%. Mm-hmm. Biden has given a proposal to increase it to 28%. And he is also proposing that every company who has more than $100 million book profit, and before excluding all these tax depreciations and everything, as per the book profit, if any company has more than $100 million, then they need to pay 15% minimum taxes. Like example, recently we have looked into so many recent cases like Trump or Amazon has not paid a lot of taxes. So to avoid or to come up from these scenarios, if the company, a corporation, has more than $100 million as a book profit, they have to pay minimum 15% before even availing any other tax benefits. So then this is what the Biden's proposal. So what Trump says? Trump is saying that he wants to further bring down this 21% to 20% from next year onwards. So who will win the race? No idea. So what you can do now, if you think that Biden is going to win the race, if he is going to the president, if you believe, then it is recommended to clean up your books. If you are running a C corporation, try to show more profit this year if possible than next year. If anything, if you can prepone it to this year so that you are going to pay 21% taxes, but if at all Biden comes into the picture from next year onwards, it would be 28% taxes. So now ball is with you, so you can take the decision whatever you want to do it.
Wow. So that's going to be 7% more for C corporations, huh?
Yes, and with a 15% minimum penalty, minimum tax rate. So that is also very big for many bigger corporates. So
మీరు 100 million book profit అన్నారు కదండి. What do you mean by book profit అంటే నాకు అర్థం కాలేదు.
Good question. So there is always a book profit and a tax profit. So example, if I buy a vehicle this year, if I buy a vehicle or invested in building my properties, I may get a depreciation. So example, if I may be eligible to get a depreciation of 10% as per the book profit, but my current tax code may allow to take 50% as a depreciation.
Yeah.
So that if you claim that 50% of the depreciation of the property or a vehicle or anything, if at all as per the tax rules, then you will be paying lesser taxes because your profit is going down. So this is considered as a tax profit. So, but the book profit is different. Book profit is when you run a business, what profit you get. After that, any company, when they run a business, first they need to derive what is a book profit. After that, they need to apply tax advantages or tax any initiatives or any tax benefits are there, we apply that. So then we get a taxable income. So
got it.
Yeah. So even before getting any benefits, first go and pay 15% tax. That's what he's saying.
Oh. So after that only you can itemize your taxes.
Yeah, but for the businesses, this is talking about the businesses. In the businesses, there is no concept of itemized. Only for the individuals, it is an itemized tax return or standard tax return.
Okay. So after paying a certain amount, then only they can avail any tax benefit.
Yes, exactly correct. And that it is applicable only if your income is more than, book profit is more than $100 million. Most of the small business owners don't come into this perspective.
So
just they need to pay 28%.
Okay. So 100 million means it is maybe as you said, Amazon land companies who.
There are many bigger corporates are there. Yeah.
Maybe bigger corporates come into that.
Yeah, because Amazon's profits are in billions of dollars, not in millions. They are in billions. And an example here I want to quote. In 2018, I was working in Amazon. Amazon net profit was $11 billion plus. They paid zero tax. How that is possible? So they have a book profit. They have a profit of $11 plus billion, but they paid zero taxes because their taxable income is zero. So there are calculations. So that is how. So to cover these loopholes, so Biden is proposing if your total, if your book profit is more than $100 million, you have to pay 15% tax on that.
As individuals, we are paying 20-30% taxes, Andy. So being a tax planning advisor, maaku alantidi edaina unte cheppandi.
No. As I always mention, there are tax advantages are available for all the people. So we need to figure it out how to optimize it based on different scenarios.
I'm just kidding, Andy. Kakute, yes, it's our responsibility that we have to pay taxes.
Yes.
Okay. But as you said, within the rules and within the books of like whatever is the rules applied, we can maybe take some advantages.
Yes.
So thank you, Andy. So now Tax Cuts and Job Act so has given a huge boost for depreciation, and we know that it has got a lot of impact, like positive impact on businesses.
Yes.
How is that going to change, and if something?
Okay. Again, coming to just first, I would like to mention what is as per the current law, then what is Biden's proposal, what Trump is saying. Is he going to do any more changes or no? Okay. So as per the current law, a business owner can claim depreciation 100% if they have a qualified property through 2022. So after that, there is a phased down. Before 22, if they bought a qualified property, they can claim 100% depreciation. But after that, it starts phasing out. But till 2022, they have all these benefits. And there are also special rules applicable for certain aircraft businesses. So this current law is supporting few businesses who has heavy capital investments. For what Biden is saying, he has not given any specific proposal, but he is saying that there may be some. We are expecting there may be some impacts based on this book profit calculation, as we just now discussed. If you have a bigger business and if you have more than $100 million, you have to pay 15% taxes. So then where are you getting all these advantages of 100% depreciation claiming? So this is what the Biden is saying, but Trump is saying, no, we will continue the same benefits as it is. There won't be any changes. So the changes are going to come, if at all Biden comes into the picture.
So it's going to, and a current, like whatever is the current rules and regulations are going to be changed.
Yes,
so if the government changes, okay. So yes. How about real estate? And is there any impact on real estate? Many people have taken advantage of the various tax breaks by investing in second homes, rental properties. Is that going to change or any impact on these things?
Yes, Andy. Yeah. Again, I will talk about what current law is saying. In the current law, we have a exchange program, likely exchange, 1031 exchange we call, which is a very popular in the real estate market. So if you made any capital gain on sale of your capital asset or property, you can buy one more property so that you are deferring your capital gain taxes for now. which is called as like kind exchange or 1031 exchanges. And we also have some $25,000 exemption for passive loss rules for rental losses. I don't want to get into more detail here, but people who has a real estate business, they can understand this. And we do also have accelerated depreciation on rental housing. Grandhi. So these are the different topics or different provisions available in the current tax law. But what Biden is saying that he wants to eliminate unproductive and unequal tax breaks for real estate investors with income over $400,000. So if you are a real estate business, if you're a real estate professional, or if you're in a real estate business, and if your income is more than $400,000, the impact is going to come. But he has not given how it's going to change, but he said he wants to eliminate this unfair for high net worth individuals. Yeah, as he started his campaign, he wants to get a fair share of tax from all high net worth individuals. And Trump says there won't be any changes. This will be as it is.
Oh, yeah, obviously. So if he wins, then everything will be the same rules and regulations. So as we know, payroll costs are the major component for small business owners. And so Michael's payroll costs are plays very important role. So any changes in those costs and in this situation?
Yes. So right now, every employer and employee is responsible to pay Social Security tax and Medicare tax, which we discussed a few times in our previous shows. So if you see the contributions, Social Security tax is 12.4%, which has to be shared by employer and employee 50%, 50%. But its Social Security tax is due only up to the income of, up to the wages of $137,700 for this year. If you get more than that, so you don't need to pay after $137,700. So this is the current Social Security rules. And 2.9% taxes, Medicare taxes you need to pay on your wages. So now coming to the current, the Biden, what Biden is saying that he is okay with this current threshold of incomes, but after exceeding $400,000 as wages, again he wants to collect the Social Security tax. So for the high net worth individuals or highly compensated employees, if their income is more than $400,000, again they want to collect the Social Security taxes on top of this $400,000. It's like a donut hole, Andy. So there is a gap after $137,700. You don't need to pay Social Security taxes, but after exceeding $400,000, again you have to pay Social Security taxes. Okay. So that he wants to get a higher taxes from high net worth individuals. So this is what Biden's proposal, and for Trump has not proposed any changes to the current tax structure. So, and in the recent times, Trump also released a note on August 8th. He released a notification saying employees has an option to defer their Social Security tax, their payroll taxes. They can defer paying their payroll taxes up to December 31st, 2020. So then Trump also mentioned that if he becomes the president, he will completely waive out those deferred liability. So those are the advantages we have if Trump becomes president.
ఇప్పుడు ఇంతకు ముందు మీరు 137 తర్వాత మళ్ళీ అబౌవ్ 400,000 అయితేనే సోషల్ సెక్యూరిటీ ట్యాక్సెస్ కట్టాలన్నారు కదా. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ఫర్ ఇండివిజువల్స్, నాట్ ఫర్ బిజినెస్.
This is for the individuals.
Okay.
So what happens is, even if you are running a S corporation, even the business owners get a salary from the company. So okay. And also individuals or S corp business owners, it is applicable. For the C corporations, taking a salary is not a mandatory. For the S corporation, it's a mandatory that you have to draw a salary from the company.
Oh, mandatory means every month you have to take salary as owner.
The business owner, yes. In S corporation, salary is mandatory. The business owner has to run a salary for that.
Oh.
for his share. Yeah.
Let's take a short break, Andy. We'll come back soon.
Thank you.
ఎక్స్చేంజ్ 8,000 రూపాయల బ్యాలెన్స్ మ్యామ్.
ఇవ్వనక్కర్లేదమ్మా, 8,000 మీకే వస్తాయి.
ఎస్ మ్యామ్, మేము కేవలం హాల్మార్క్ 916 గోల్డ్నే అమ్ముతాం. ఇంకా మీకు దొరికింది 100% ఎక్స్చేంజ్ వాల్యూ.
క్వాలిటీ, ఇది మలబార్ ప్రామిస్. ప్రామిస్ ఇస్ ఎ ప్రామిస్.
ఇది మా హీరో అల్లుడు కోసం ఫిట్ గా ఉంటుంది.
పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా ఫిట్ అవుతుంది. ఇది మైండ్ డైమండ్, 100% క్వాలిటీ.
సార్, ప్రతి మైండ్ డైమండ్ న్యాచురల్. ఇంకా మేము 28 క్వాలిటీ టెస్ట్లు చేస్తాం.
28 టెస్ట్లా?
ప్రతి డైమండ్ జ్యువెలరీతో పాటు ఇంటర్నేషనల్ ల్యాబ్ సర్టిఫికేట్ కూడా.
కళ్ళు మూసుకుని మీ హీరో కోసం వజ్రాలను తీసుకోండి. ఇది మలబార్ ప్రామిస్. ప్రామిస్ ఇస్ ఎ ప్రామిస్.
Welcome back to the show, Andy. Now let us start the next discussion. So, Anil garu cheppandi, what is the overall summary about the impact of the change in policy for small business owners?
So, if you think about, if you see the word small business, it is a very broad term. There may be different types of small business owners out there. But what I noticed is, we are getting if at all Biden comes into the picture, because of the higher tax rates, we are going to get $4 trillion as additional taxes. And that money he wants to spend on different activities. Like he wants to spend money on the defense, he wants to spend money on infrastructure. So when he wants to spend that money, obviously it creates a lot of opportunities for the small business owners. So because of his initiatives, because of his getting up the new projects, many small business owners who all are depending on these industries might be very much benefited. And also the people who are depending on the transportation or utility systems, or maybe if they are depending on military funding, if any small business owner, definitely they are going to be very helpful. I mean, they are going to be very happy with these proposals. However, overall, as I said, it is benefiting few segment of the small business owners. But if you think about the overall small business owners, then definitely it is going to be more expensive. So as per the current proposals, even Biden says that, yes, if I collect more taxes, but I am going to build the economy, so that for the small business owners perspective, the impact might be there. It will be becoming more expensive to run a business.
So it's not something like they're going to get complete advantage as a small business owner. So
Yes,
there are different sections or segments.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are right.
Okay, now coming to individual taxpayers, so almost all the previous presidents have made changes to individual tax rates and mentioned the same in their run for presidency. మనం చూస్తూనే ఉన్నాం ఎవ్రీ ప్రెసిడెంట్స్ ఎలక్షన్ వచ్చినప్పుడు. సో హౌ ఇస్ ఇట్ ఇప్పుడు ఎలా ఉందండి when it comes to individual taxpayers? What do you feel?
Okay. So again, the current proposal, the current tax act says that highest tax rate for any individual is 37% up to 2025. So this is for the federal income tax rates. On top of that, individuals has to pay 0.9% Medicare taxes if their income is more than $250,000 a day for the joint tax filers. And if it's a single taxpayer, if it's more than $200,000, they have to pay 0.9% as a Medicare taxes. So if at all Biden comes in, he has given a proposal to increase this rate to 39.6%. So from the current 37%, he wants to increase it to the 39.6%. But Trump says right now, as per the current blueprint of the tax code, he says that he might not be able the new president, if at all Biden comes up, he might not be able to change the tax rates for the individuals. So that's what he says. Okay, and he also says that he is also proposing, Trump is proposing to reduce the tax rates for the middle class families. So he has not given any more details. We need to wait and watch what is going to come. But this is what his proposal on the individual tax rates.
So ఇప్పుడు మనం వెయిట్ చేయాలి, మనం మిడిల్ క్లాస్ లోకి వస్తామో లేదో.
Yes, Andy. So what does he mean? What does he mean? What is the income levels for his middle class? What does it mean? We don't know. And what could be the tax rates? We don't know. But he mentioned that he's going to reduce it. So we don't know that.
Definitely, if there are more tax advantages, everybody wants to come under that middle class tax advantage, right? So obviously,
yes.
So hopefully that's going to be favorable to most of the people, at least.
Yes, sir. Correct. Yeah, Trump, as I mentioned earlier, the TCJA, Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which was introduced a couple of years back, this is the biggest reform in the last 30 years in the US. So it's a very big reform. There are so many changes he brought in. So, but I still believe that all advantages or benefits are not passing to small business owners, because the mediators, the current tax accountants, are not up to the date with what are the benefits available. So the current tax accountants are not bringing the awareness to their clients on how they can save taxes further. So there are a lot of advantages in the current tax act, but there are tax planning opportunities are available. So
okay. So then definitely everybody needs expert advice antunnaru ante kada.
Yes, Andy, correct. And you need to, if you want to do on your own, you may be missing a lot of opportunities. Please go and talk to a right tax consultant who is an expert in this area. So definitely there may be in tax saving opportunities.
Definitely, I agree with you, Andy. Even though we file taxes every year, but since we don't concentrate on that on day-to-day basis, so we don't know a lot of rules, because rules will keep changing, and it's not our area of expertise, right? So we definitely don't know what are all the advantages or what are the rules that are being changed and all. So definitely I agree with you, and we need expert advice when we plan our taxes, because yes, I personally feel that we miss a lot of advantages unless we take the expert advice.
Yes, correct. I agree.
So is there a mention in hiking capital gain taxes as well? And
yes, Andy. So right now, again, I will talk about what is the current tax is. If your income is, if the taxable income for a joint tax filers, if it's more than $496,601, then you need to pay 20% capital gain tax, long-term capital gain tax. If it is a short-term capital gain tax, you need to pay at the regular tax rates. So, but if your income is less than 496K, then you need to pay 15% tax rate. You are under 15% capital gain tax rate. So what Biden is proposing here, he is saying that if your income is more than $1 million, then you don't get this reduced capital gain tax is not applicable for you. You have to pay the regular tax rates, and as per his proposal, it is 39.6% yield to pay. So if less than $1 million, you are going to enjoy the 15% at 20% capital gain taxes. But if it's more than $1 million, you are going to pay at higher tax rates, which could be around 39.6%.
that's a big amount.
And also on top of, again, Trump announced that he has further interest to bring down this capital gain taxes further down. So, but we don't know how it's going to be impacted, but yes.
Hopefully it will be, as I said, it will be favorable to all of us.
Yes.
TVASIA Telugu is available in Sling, Dish Network, YouTube, Facebook, and the TVASIA Telugu website. So please log into one of these channels whenever you have some time, and you can watch a lot of entertainment shows and informative shows as well. సో నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేసి అనిల్ గారు లైక్ ఐటమైజ్డ్ డిడక్షన్స్ గురించి ఒకసారి చూద్దామండి. సైడ్ సైడ్ డిడక్షన్స్ ఆర్ క్వైట్ పాపులర్, ఎందుకంటే అన్లెస్ వీ డూ ఐటమైజ్డ్ డిడక్షన్స్, so we may not be able to take all the advantages which we are eligible for. So that is why it is very popular, and like among the households making more than 100K. The recent survey has shown that almost 80% of the households in the income bracket of 100 to 500K take itemized deductions, while 43% of the households under the income of bracket of 100K claim itemized deduction. Any changes proposed under this category and in between these two?
Yes, and this is a very good point, Andy. So in the current scenario, in the current tax, as per the current tax rates, we have two types of deductions: standard deduction, itemized deduction. So every individual, they get a standard deduction, flat deduction of $12,200 if they are filing, if they are a single filer. If they are joint filers, then they get a standard deduction of $24,400. However, if their expenses are, if they can prove that their expenses are more than $24,400, then they can go for itemized tax deductions, and there are no cap on that. So if you, how much money you want to claim under itemized tax deductions as an expenses or deductions, there are no caps on that, but there is a cap of $10,000 for your local taxes. So when you are computing the itemized tax deduction, there is a one line says the maximum is $10,000 if you are paying any local taxes. Apart from that, there are no limitations. There is no limitations on total how much amount you can claim as itemized deduction. This is what the current tax act says.
Sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
లోకల్ టాక్సెస్ అంటే ఏంటండి, అర్థం కాలేదండి.
స్టేట్ ట్యాక్సెస్ అండి, లోకల్ అండ్ స్టేట్ ట్యాక్సెస్, సిటీ ట్యాక్సెస్ మీరు పే చేస్తారు. న్యూ జెర్సీలో సిటీ ట్యాక్స్ ఉంది. ఎవ్రీ స్టేట్, మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్సెప్ట్ 9 states, దే హ్యావ్ ద స్టేట్ లోకల్ ట్యాక్సెస్, స్టేట్ ఇన్కమ్ ట్యాక్సెస్. సో దోస్ ఇన్కమ్ ట్యాక్సెస్ కెన్ బి డిడక్టెడ్ అండి అప్ టు $10,000. So basically it is called as a SALT. SALT means state and local taxes. And the current So this is what the current proposal. So what Biden, so current tax act. So what Biden is saying that he's proposing that so high net worth individuals are taking a lot of advantages from this. So he's saying that all itemized tax deductions are there is a cap value for itemized deductions at 28%. So they can take an advantage only up to 28% of the deductions. Example, if you are in 37% tax bracket, but still you cannot get the flat vanilla apple to apple deduction. It would be on the total of itemized deductions, it is capped at 28% tax rate. And they are also proposing to have some limitations if the taxable income is more than $400,000. So there may be these 2 phases of changes. One, if your income is more than $400,000, there may be limitations are coming up on the itemized tax deductions. Number 1. Number 2, the itemized tax deductions are capped at 28% tax rate. Even if you are at a higher tax rate, you may not get the complete advantage of the itemized deductions.
కొంచెం ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తో చెప్తారా అండి నాకు, అంటే ఐ మిస్సింగ్ సమ్వేర్, అంటే నేను ఎక్కడో క్యాచ్ చేయలేకపోతున్నాను.
Sure, definitely. So example, my income is $200,000 and if I'm filing a joint tax return, I get a standard deduction of $24,400. If at all I have a home, if I'm paying a mortgage, rent, if I'm giving some charitable donations, or if I'm paying some state taxes, state income taxes or local taxes or property taxes, and if the total is more than $24,400, then I can go for an itemized. Now this itemized deduction, there is no cap on that. I mean, like the total itemized deduction can be $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 also. I might be having a lot more expenses, so that there are no limitations. But what Biden is saying that everyone, so what is this deduction? This deduction, the total of itemized deduction will bring down your total taxable income. So what Biden is saying, if your total taxable income is more than $400,000, he may be going to put some restrictions on how much money you can claim it as an itemized deduction. So we are yet to get a lot of details on that, but this is what he is proposing. So the changes may come up. That is the one. And if I am in example 37 tax bracket, higher tax bracket, whatever the deductions I have, every deduction will give you tax saving of 37% at the federal level, whatever the deductions I have. But now what Biden says, you can get that it's capped at 28% only. So even I'm a 37% tax bracket, but through itemized tax reductions, I can get only 28% tax savings only, not a direct 37 tax brackets. So there is a lot of calculations are involved in this. But so overall, we are trying to increase the taxable income by reducing the itemized deductions, which may result in paying more taxes. So finally, it's all roads are towards increasing taxes. And of course, Biden has a great plan on execution, how he wants to spend the money. All these additional taxes he wants to spend for a lot of for infrastructure and economy to build the economy for years. So and Trump says there won't be any changes as it is. That's what the Trump's comment on this current tax laws.
Oh. Yeah, but now I understand it. And what is a 28% cap? And I was not able to understand. Now I'm clear about that. Yeah. Thanks, Anil.
No problem.
So, next, how about retirement plans? And let's discuss a little more about retirement plans, like IRA contributions. So from your talk shows, we came to understand that how powerful the retirement plans are and how easy it is to build $1 million Roth IRA, which we discussed in like old sessions.
Yes.
So through IRA, we can build $1 million if we keep on contributing in a systematic way. So what changes can be anticipated if Biden comes to power?
Again, it's a good point, Andy. This is also a very popular topic now, what's going on now. So right now, again, as per the current law, so a person can contribute up to $6,000 to IRA account, traditional IRA account, and he gets a tax deduction. And if he's age 50 plus, then he can get a catch up, and if the total is up to $7,000, he can contribute and he can get a deduction. But when they are eligible, if their income is less than $124,000 for a joint tax filing, or if it's a single tax filers, if the income is less than $75,000, then they are eligible for this IRA deductions. And of course, there are different threshold limits at what level, how it phases out. But if it's exceeding 124K, both are working, both husband and wife are working, then you are not going to get any tax deductions on top for the IRA contributions. And there is one more very key provision in the current law. If anyone withdraws money from retirement accounts before 15.5 years, there is a penalty of 10%. So this is what the current is. What Biden is saying, there may be some changes are coming up. He has not given a detailed policy proposal on this topic, but he also mentioned that he wants to support domestic violence survivors to gain emergency access from the retirement funds. If you come under a domestic violence survivor category, okay. So I'm not going to be getting into more detailed explanation of what is a domestic violence survivor. This is the terminologies they use. So if you come under that category, then you have an option to withdraw money from your retirement accounts even before 15.5 years for emergency purpose. So we are yet to get more details on this. And Trump says no changes to current laws.
So obviously, because he has done so many changes after he got elected in last elections. So again, I don't think he is feeling that there is any changes needed. So
because actually he's showing this as like a his own deliverable. The tax act is his baby type. Okay, so he built this. He has done so many changes. So he is trying to sell this like, I mean, the success in the market. He's trying to quote that he has done lot of things through tax act, so that individuals are benefited and small business owners are benefited. So he is not proposing lot of changes to the current tax act.
And very interesting also, Andy. So let's take a short break and come back, Andy.
ఎక్స్చేంజ్ 8,000 రూపాయల బ్యాలెన్స్ మ్యామ్.
ఇవ్వనక్కర్లేదమ్మా, 8,000 మీకే వస్తాయి.
ఎస్ మ్యామ్, మేము కేవలం హాల్మార్క్ 916 గోల్డ్నే అమ్ముతాం. ఇంకా మీకు దొరికింది 100% ఎక్స్చేంజ్ వాల్యూ.
క్వాలిటీ, ఇది మలబార్ ప్రామిస్. ప్రామిస్ ఇస్ ఎ ప్రామిస్.
ఇది మా హీరో అల్లుడు కోసం ఫిట్ గా ఉంటుంది.
పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా ఫిట్ అవుతుంది. ఇది మైండ్ డైమండ్, 100% క్వాలిటీ.
సార్, ప్రతి మైండ్ డైమండ్ న్యాచురల్. ఇంకా మేము 28 క్వాలిటీ టెస్ట్లు చేస్తాం.
28 టెస్ట్లా?
ప్రతి డైమండ్ జ్యువెలరీతో పాటు ఇంటర్నేషనల్ ల్యాబ్ సర్టిఫికేట్ కూడా.
కళ్ళు మూసుకుని మీ హీరో కోసం వజ్రాలను తీసుకోండి. ఇది మలబార్ ప్రామిస్. ప్రామిస్ ఇస్ ఎ ప్రామిస్.
వెల్కమ్ బ్యాక్ టు టీవీ ఏషియా తెలుగు టాక్ షో విత్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్ అండి. చూసారు కదా, మన ప్రోగ్రామ్ చాలా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ గా, మరి కరెంట్ ప్రెసిడెంట్ గా ఎవరు ఎలక్ట్ అయితే ఎలాంటి చేంజెస్ వస్తాయి ట్యాక్స్ ప్లానింగ్ లో అని డిస్కస్ చేస్తున్నాము. సో డెఫినెట్ గా ఇట్స్ వెరీ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ అండ్ like we are waiting like what is going to happen, because elections are nearing and everybody is eagerly waiting what is going to happen, how the rules and regulations are going to change when it comes to taxes. And anyway, it's year end is also around the corner, and so yeah, definitely it is very curious and interesting that because everybody is going to be affected either in positive way or negative way, whatever it could be, based on the changes. So thank you so much, Anil garu. Next, TVASIA Telugu is available on Sling, Dish Network, YouTube, Facebook, and TVASIA Telugu website andi. So please log into one of these channels whenever you have some time, and you can watch lot of entertainment programs and informative sessions also. Okay, Anil garu, next vachesi we are discussing like about how these tax rules are going to change like after the election if someone wins. Like if Biden wins, how it is going to be affected. If Trump wins, mostly there are not much changes, like if we see the whole discussion. So, and what about the estate planning, Andy? So tax cuts and job acts has almost doubled the transfer amounts. Like when Trump elected as a president, like he doubled the estate taxes, like transfer amount, from 5.5 million to 11.8 million or something like that.
Right.
So how it is going to impact it?
Sure, Andy. So you are right. In the last, through this Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, how much money you can gift to anyone, or how much money you can pass to as an estate to the next generation, it is doubled. It was around 5 million plus earlier, but now it is $11.58 million. You can do it as an estate tax planning. You can do it. I mean, you don't need to pay any taxes up to the $11.58 million at the federal level. And this 11.5 is for the 2020 year. Okay. And otherwise, if you exceed that, then it would be around 40% estate and gift taxes we need to pay. Even earlier we used to pay a lot of taxes, but really I shall say that it helped many high net worth individuals a lot in not paying, I mean, in saving estate and gift taxes. But here I want to talk more about a provision called step up in basis. There is a tax code there is a tax code called step up in basis, and it is mostly applicable for the wealthy investors. So currently what happens, example, I have a property and the value is growing up and appreciation. So I am capturing all the appreciation, and after the person's death, it is going to the next generation, to the legal heirs. When it goes to the legal heirs, the asset passes at the fair market value. Then if the legal heir sells the property, he will be paying the taxes on the difference on the fair market value at what he got the property and how much money he made it gain. So in this case, what happens? Before the original owner death, he absorbed all the appreciation and no one has done any tax payments for this. And this is called stepped up basis. The basis, we stepped up the basis. But Biden is going to stop this. Okay. So what he is saying, he is proposing, at the time of death, the legal heirs are responsible to pay taxes even on that appreciated value. So this is going to a big impact for many people. So we are yet to get a lot more details, but this is based on the current proposal. This is what the change is going to make. So what you can do is, so before the new president comes up, and if you think that the president is going to change, please transfer your assets to a trust or kits before the rules are going to change. So this will be a very big impact going to come.
And I missed it something, Andy.
Yes.
Just fair market value and already padunna rule. Suppose if there is a 100K difference and appreciation, so 100K they have to pay taxes. Whoever is inheriting that property, right?
The current rules and example, if I have a property of $5 million and it is appreciated to $8 million, then after the person expires, it goes to the next legal heirs. At the time of legal heir, the property transfers at the fair market value. So the legal heir got it at $8 million. He may be selling it $9 million, example, maybe after some days, after a few days. So then he is going to pay taxes only on $1 million. So the growth, $3 million of appreciation happened when the original owner was alive.
Okay.
So, but now what Biden is proposing, at the time of death, the person, the legal heir is responsible to pay taxes for the 3 million, 5 million to 8 million, the appreciation also, they need to pay taxes.
Oh, that is a big impact, Andy.
Yes, it's a big impact. Estate tax planning is going to have a big impact. Estate tax is going to have very big impact.
Because a lot of people might have properties in millions which might have been appreciated in millions of dollars, and they end up paying a lot of taxes if this change comes, right? Really, of course, this is really a lot of changes we can see.
Yes.
Hopefully, again, as a common taxpayer, I always feel like all tax rules and regulations has to be favorable to us, right?
Yes, of course. Yes, correct.
We hope so. And next, what are the takeaways and the whole session? What do you say? Like, what are the main takeaways of this?
Okay. So what I want to re-mention, I already mentioned this in the beginning of this show, but everyone should know that who the contestants, whatever they're proposing, there is no guarantee that they are going to implement all those changes, and no president can implement all his proposals once they form once they become the president, because there will be a lot of discussions going on in the houses, in Senate, and the president has to approve. A lot more changes are going to come. So, but what I can see is, if Biden comes into the picture, there is going to lot of bigger changes are going to come, and it may be more expensive for the small business owners and also for the individuals, because the tax rates are going to change. But he's building a $4 trillion a big piece where he can use it to grow American economy, or he may be using it for infrastructure. He may be spending it for the defense, as we discussed, and energy, solar, renewable energy. So America is going to grow, but it may result in it may result in more expensive for the individuals and small business owners. But it is, I shall say, I also want to say that Biden is not targeting low class or middle class families. He's only targeting high net worth individuals, foreigners, endowments, or pension funds. So these are the specific criteria he's targeting. For those people only, the tax impacts they are going to change. He's not going to, as per the current scenario, there may not be major impacts for the low and middle class families. So if you are a middle class family, mostly there might not be any changes or it might not be much impacts. But if you are a high net worth individual, yes, it will be more expensive. And one thing I want to inform to all viewers, please don't take any decisions now based on whatever I am saying. Please, you do your own research and wait and see what's going to happen. If something you have taken some decision, because no one can predict who is going to win. If you have taken some step, after that the results are in other way, then you are going to impact. So because we all talk about the finance, tax, money, don't take any decisions over the night. Please do your own research, talk to your tax consultants, financial advisors, and implement it. And I shall also say that if possible, please wait and watch what's going to happen. Just it's only a couple of months away, so we can go and see what's going to happen. And that's it. And thank you very much, TV Asia, for this opportunity. And thanks, Lakshmi Garu. Thanks for hosting the show.
థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి. చూసారు కదండి, మరి అది ఈ వారం మన ట్యాక్స్ ప్లానింగ్ షో. సో మీకు డెఫినెట్గా మీకు చాలా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తుందని నమ్ముతున్నాము. సో డెఫినెట్గా నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ మళ్ళీ ఒక కొత్త టాపిక్ తోటి, బికాస్ ఇట్స్ గోయింగ్ టు బి అన్ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ టాపిక్ స్టిల్ ద నెక్స్ట్ 3-4 weeks, because the elections are around the corner. So let's see how it is going to impact our tax planning and rules and regulations. So till then, have a wonderful week ahead and see you all next week. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.